Ah, hello there, dear viewer. I didn't see you there. You snuck up on me. Well, welcome. I'm here to show you a game that I just played. This coffee break, of course, brought to you by the Bearded Barista on College Hills Avenue in San Angelo. Excellent Solawasi medium blend. I highly recommend it. It's very good. Family-friendly place. I play a lot of chess there. Good for kids. They play music there. We play chess there. Play board games there. There's couches. We chill. It's very nice. I highly recommend it. Let's get to the game. So I played this game maybe about 20 minutes ago, and it was a nail biter. I'll tell you what, it was quite a game, and I want to share it with you immediately. E4, C6, the Caro Kann, my favorite, right? Knight C3, D5, striking back at the center. What's our plan? Well, depends what White wants to do. And White, like every other player I've played in the last 3 weeks, wants to play the exchange variation. Well, great. Maybe one day I'll run into someone who doesn't want to play the exchange variation, but today we're going to play the exchange variation again. So, what's the idea? Well, we'd like to get our bishop out, exchange it, lock the pawn structure, make this light squared bishop look silly because all my pawns will be on light squares. That's the basic plan. We're going to play very solid chess, very natural development. We get a knight out to C6, a knight out to F6. It's going to be a great time, man. And then we'll see where White wants to take it. We'll see if he plays knight C3 or C3. That'll tell me what kind of a game I'm going to have. So let's take a look. All right, D4, taking the center. Out goes the bishop, as discussed. And what do you know? He wants to break that pin. Well, that's fine by me. I'm going to bring my knight out to C6, just like we talked about. And now we exchange the piece. It's very simple. Very simple chess. And we lock the structure. Now, we don't want to play E6 before we've exchanged the bishop, because then our bishop will be very sad, depressed. We don't want that. We don't want depressed bishops. We traded off the bishop. Now we're good. We want the other guy to have the sad bishop, not us. So, E6, locking the structure down. Very solid. Castles, okay. Time to continue developing. Knight F6, as discussed earlier. And Knight C3. I really think he should have played C3 here because he wants this strong structure here, along with our strong structure. We're going to pressure the C file. He's going to pressure the E file. And it's going to be a fight. But when we play the knight to C3 like that, it makes it a little easier for me because I can make things a little more uncomfortable. How do I do that? Well, I just start hitting weaknesses right away. Double attack on this D pawn. Wouldn't be an issue if C3 was played, but C3 was not played. Knight to C3 was played. So, 2 attackers, 1 defender. Very simple. How does he deal with it? Well, the astute among you may notice you could do this, but then that runs into queen takes b2, which is very annoying. You have to defend your knight. Those of you who may say, rook b1, rook b1, rook b1, relax. You drop a knight. Don't do that. Okay. Relax. Breathe. Focus. Dear viewer. The knight's undefended. So, he's going to have to defend it. Queen d3. And I can just get out of dodge. I mean, we're doing good here, you know? I want to get out of here. So there's no nonsense. Okay. So that didn't happen. He moves the knight back to defend. All right. That makes sense. And I really thought about this. I thought, okay, I'm really tired of playing the exchange. And I want to push e5, and I want to see what happens. Well, it turns out this isn't the best because we could reach a position like this, where there's just tremendous pressure on this pawn, which is now isolated. Queenside castle, for instance. Now we got pressure here, long-term weaknesses, open, king, and this doesn't look good. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's playable, but I don't like this, man. No, I don't want that. So I'm glad he didn't continue that way, because after I pushed e5, he plays rook e1. So I keep pushing up, e4, attacking the bishop. It's not usual to get a structure like this in Caro Kann. Kind of what I was going for. I wanted a good game, and guess what? I got it. My opponent here, Skybear, excellent play this entire game. I was very impressed, and his time usage, incredible. So let's get to it. E4. What does he have to do? What does he have to do? Well, he moves his knight back. It's logical. Look, we have a pin now. I cannot take. So what am I going to do about that? Well, we need to identify the problem, and then we need to solve it, right? So, problem, pin. Okay, let's solve it. Unpin. Excellent, right? All right. Knight comes out to a4, and I missed a good opportunity here to play queen to a5. Now look, two things are attacked, right? Two things are attacked. I didn't play this. Instead, I just took the pawn. I wanted to trade. I wanted to trade, simplify, have a good game, get some endgame practice. Yeah. Takes. This is threatened, this is threatened. So now white says, all right, what's the threat? Fork on c2, losing the bishop, pawn structure. Okay, how do I fix that? Defend both. To his credit. Very good job. Okay, rook to the c file. Thematic Caro Kann idea. And now I'm still threatening this, aren't I? How do we deal with this? Identify the problem. Find a solution. He moves up the pawn. Now I can't do it anymore. That was very simple, right? Okay. Knight e6. Very strange place for a knight. From here I can reroute to quite a few places over the board here. Okay. Bishop e2. Looking at this juicy square and that check, right? So castles. Get out of dodge, right? Okay. Bishop d2. Trying to activate this piece. Trying to do something, right? Totally understand. It's a tough position to be in. All right. a6. I want to clamp down on this square. I want to push this up. And I want this knight to be awkward. Look. If I could get this in, I would trap the knight, right? Well, after, let's see. Here. There. Yeah. Not looking good. Not looking good for the knight, right? So, that's my goal. But I can't play it right away because of the bishop. So prepare it. And he sees this. He wasn't born yesterday. He makes space for the knight. Much to his credit. This guy's an excellent player. I have nothing but excellent things to say about this game. It was such a good game. So he makes space for the knight. It's excellent. And we push. Back goes the knight. Okay. Now I get the idea to trade off the bishops. Because when your opponent has the bishop pair and you don't, oftentimes you like to eliminate that advantage by trading off one of them. So that's my idea. And he lashes out here, and I offer this trade. Well, I guess this wasn't the best way forward for me, but I thought it was a pretty solid plan. This deal on the queen side here is uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. There's no doubt about it. After this bishop retreats, I have some options here. The options are take, allowing the knight to come back in, allowing this to open up. The options are defend, which is, well, I don't think that's the best idea. Or take here, right? And I chose to take here because I spotted this. And that looked good to me. That looked very good to me. Notice the time usage. 14 minutes for my opponent, 23 for me. Not 23 and me, 23 for me. But he was thinking. He or she, they were thinking. And, they were making thoughtful moves. They were making it very difficult. and I was, yeah, I was having a hard time. So this nice g3 push, knight back to e6. Takes, takes, takes. Okay, decision time. Do I move a rook here? Do I move a rook here? What to do? They're both probably good moves, or, excuse me, or knight d4. These were my three, variations. Why knight d4? Well, look, we're pressuring here, we're pressuring there. There's a fork here, there's a piece here. How does he deal with this? Well, think for a minute. Are you thinking? What'd you come up with? What do you think? Was it this? I think I can just do this now, right? Devastating. Okay. All right. Well, how to defend from this? How do we do it? Just think for a minute. How does white defend from that? Counterattack? All right. The threat's still there, right? Counterattack again? Okay. Got a rook on the second. I'm pressuring this. That's just uncomfortable, man. Like, that's tough. That's really tough. I decided on rook b3. I just felt like this pressure was good here. It was very good. And he defends the knight. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Now I play knight d4 because, I'd spotted the idea, but I wasn't sure. I knew it had to be a good move. But what's the order? And I figured this is okay. So we noticed the time usage, 21 minutes to 9. Just keep an eye on that. Okay, bishop goes back, and now I think I can actually just take here, or excuse me, I think I can play this check here, and then take. But I did it this way, and he throws this rook in the corner here. Okay, so now decision point. I thought, what if I could get my knight here? That would look pretty good. I think that would be pretty good. Other good moves here. I mean, make some room for the king. Just double. That looks good. This is under attack. I was really worried about back rank silliness and nonsense, so I gave this check with the intention of going here. That was the whole point. To just pressure everything, right? Pressure everything. Well, my opponent deals with it very well. I mean, he just hits back, So, look, let's just eliminate the bishop. Okay, well, just eliminate the bishop, okay? So now, pieces are flying off the board. I'm up 2 pawns. This is good. Decision point. What on earth am I supposed to do here? Double is what I'm supposed to do. If I can trade off here, that'd be pretty sweet. March these to freedom. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's in the cards today. All right, king g2, spoiling my plans. And I try to move this knight somewhere more useful, right? Because I didn't feel like it was doing much here. But it turns out this wasn't the best move. And I just have to move back because he can start to hit the weakness on d5. Rook a8, hoping for a god-awful blunder. That would be just tragic. This is why it's a god-awful blunder, because all my hard work would be for nothing. But I don't do that. I make some room for the king. Were there better moves? Yeah, there probably were. I was a little concerned about this. I don't particularly remember why, but I was concerned that this would be too weakening. But I think that's the way to go here. But I make room for the king, and he starts to hit this weakness. Well, okay. Now I play d4, because it's attacked twice. Back goes the knight, hitting the rook. Back goes the rook, hoping to trade. Up goes the rook, hoping to get a pawn, right? Okay. Rook's behind your pass pawn. It just It makes sense, right? I want to march that guy all the way to freedom, right? Okay. Let's see if it happens. Back goes the rook, hoping for nonsense. Attacking the knight. Let's defend the knight, why don't we? And a rook on the 7th. Very uncomfortable. But guess what? I'm just going to keep pushing. Knight c3, very good move. Attacking the rook, and I have to find somewhere useful. Okay. You want to move your knight in? I'll attack the knight. How do you like that? Well, he doesn't like it, but he doesn't really care much. So, knight back to d1, blocking the promotion square. And now I have to do some mind-boggling calculation to find the right way forward. Do I do that? Do I find the right way forward? Not really. This knight comes back, and now he's kind of sitting pretty here, watching over this square. I'm thinking, all right, if I'm doubled here and I can get a pawn up, and he has a rook blocking, well, I can make this exchange happen. Okay, so block up the position, and he just takes, right? He just takes. It's fine. Now he's hoping to just spoil all my plans. And at this point, he has 1 minute, and I have 10 minutes. And I'm like, my God, this guy's playing incredible for having 1 minute. So rook back, and he blockades the pawn. Very nice. So, rook behind the pawn, because he wants to undermine and destroy this, right? There we go. I shouldn't have played that move, but I did. I didn't know what else to do. I mean, his king comes in, and now... I mean, I probably should have gone here. But I was starting to panic. I'm like, my God, he's playing very well for having less than a minute. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to get my knight into the game somehow. If I can get my king up, I can get my knight down here, maybe we'll be okay, right? But he spoils that quickly. And now his moves are clear. He wants to take this. And I should have seen this. It's so simple. Knight d5, preventing this nonsense, right? And if this, well, okay. I think maybe there's tricks here. Let's see. Yeah, so look. If he takes, well, he loses, right? Okay. But I didn't see that. The calculator was not purring as it should. I played g5. I wanted to make sure this king could not get in. That was a weakening move, and it basically turned it into a draw. Now I push h5. Trying to take some of his pawns off the board. He takes, and I really have no choice but to take. Okay. What's the way forward here? Well, apparently, h4 is the best move. And after we dance 100 times with our knights and go around the world, we have some sort of zugzwang. And I can get around at some point. But my God, it is not something that's easy to find. So I didn't do that. I just wanted to try and simplify. And at this point, it's a draw, man. Like, what can you say, you know? It's a draw. It should be a draw, but my opponent has 20 seconds. So, and he said in the chat, like, man, this is an awesome position. I really want to play this out. Oh, and I gave him some compliments on how incredibly he's been playing. I mean, he just did great. This is just such a great game, in my opinion. And we have some... Why is it going so slow? We have some moves here. And eventually, you know, my opponent agreed. All right, well, I'm going to time out. But man, what a game. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I learned quite a bit from this game. Mostly that e5, no matter how bored I get in the Caro Kann, just don't play it, man. Like, just sit back, enjoy your pawn structure. I also learned that I need to calculate quite a bit more accurately, and I need to spend more time. Because I was up 6 minutes in the end there, and you know, if there was a winning idea, I probably could have found it. Maybe just dedicate another minute. But yeah, Wow, what a game. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to the channel. Support me on Patreon if you want to do that. Play chess. Do it for the mustache, right? Keep calm and chess on. Take care.